On this week's episode of The Fizz, we talk about all the things that should be illegal in this great country before getting into the red hot Red Wings. After that, we talk about Jim Leyland going to the Hall of Fame. Then we talk about how mad we are at MSU basketball. After that, we get into a fantastic snack time where we have two snacks from overseas, different countries. We will get into that. It is very exciting. You won't want to miss it. After we do snack time, we preview the Lions. We talk about them and the NFL for week 14. But before we get into all of that, I have to tell you about our fantastic sponsor, which is Michigan-made Vosa. You guys know about them because I've been talking about them. They are a fantastic product that sponsors the Fizz, sponsors Champaign Athletics, and they're made right here in Michigan. They have two products. They have a vodka water, which comes in 4 flavors, which is raspberry lime, pineapple, peach, and lemon. These have no carbonation. They are 5% alcohol by volume, a very smooth beverage. If you're looking to kick it up a notch with a little bit of carbonation and a little more flavor, a little more sweetness, they have a Highline vodka cocktail, which is 7% alcohol by volume and comes in peach, lemon, cherry, and pineapple. Next time you are out shopping at the grocery store, make sure you grab a case of these and give them a try. They're Michigan-made, they support us, and they are a fantastic drink that is co-owned by Kate Upton. Vosa, enjoy the finer things. But now, let's get into the Fizz. Hello and welcome to episode 131 of The Fizz. Thank you all for being here. It is Wednesday, December 6th. We are at HQ. I am with the main men, Ice Cold Brew Lou. How we doing, Lou?
Doing good, baby. Ready to rock out this Wednesday show. Got a nice little sheet in front of us here.
Yeah, thank you to the other main man that I'm with here, Channy Football. Channy put this one together for us, as he most often does. How we doing, Chan?
We're doing great. We're doing great.
Yeah. I'm doing great as well. Thanks for asking, both of you. It's been a good week. Detroit Red Wings are on fire. Lions, we'll get into them, but they're winning as well. But we got some other things that we're going to open with before we get into sports. Let's kick it over to football.
You told me to tell you to shut up, right?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, okay.
I did. And then you kind of went quiet when I handed it to you, and so I had to lead you into it.
Well, that's why I didn't
we're
ask
doing
you how
good.
you've been. So, I was getting ready for that, getting in the right mental state. Couple quick hits to start off the show here today, boys. We all know him. The Puerto Rican prince, the king of reggaeton, Daddy Yankee, is officially retiring. And guys, you know why he's retiring?
Why's that?
He's devoting his life to Christianity. So after big hits of Rompe and Gasolina, Daddy Yankee at age 46 is retiring, and he's closing out his tour right now. Final shows in his career. I know we hear that a lot about artists, but Daddy Yankee, all-time classic. A Mexican, when you go to Mexico, I know he's not Mexican, but when you go to Mexico, I mean, it's an absolute staple. You hear him in every corner of the pool bar, every corner of the club. Daddy Yankee retiring.
Tragic news here. I got to ask, those nicknames that you just fired off,
Yes.
Did you know those? Or did you look those up?
I didn't know the Puerto Rican prince. I knew the king of reggaeton. Yes, I did look that up today.
That's incredible. So I think the only Daddy Yankee song, I think there was 2 I knew, and was Rompe.
Yep.
And the only reason I knew that song is because there was a G-Unit remix with Lloyd Banks that I thought was flames.
Yep.
And then what was his other big one?
Gasolina.
That was the
Of
one I
course.
knew.
Yeah.
Yep. Need gas. Gonna miss the old gas guzzler, Daddy Yankee. Boys, do you think he's gonna go full gospel, or is he gonna shut it down?
I'm looking. I'm not addressing what you're saying.
Let freedom ring.
The gas guzzler. Is that what nickname? Was that a nickname too on there, Frank?
No, I don't see gas guzzler. But this is a fucking rocky start to the show. But I didn't know he did Despacito too. He was on
Really?
Despacito. Yeah,
Okay.
that's actually
That's a banger.
Makes a lot more sense because that
Wow.
was the biggest song in the world. What did he do for this song? Was he on it?
He must have been on it, and that was in a different era. Rompe and Gasolina was junior high school
Yeah.
for us.
Yeah.
I feel like Despacito was what? post college, like in the last decade.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And it's with Louis Fonsi, who I've heard of as well. But is it like the same? I'm like just trying to. Great. I just wanted to see like if it's the same song, right? It's got to be like with Bieber. Is it a different one?
It's got to be, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
This is
his. Okay, that's his.
Yeah, so I think the original was Louis Fonsi and Daddy Yankee. I had no idea. I
Really?
forgot he was on this. I like forgot about that song completely. That was like the biggest song in the world.
Yeah, that was an absolute banger for a
So
while.
he was the original, and then what? Bieber remixed it? Or
Okay.
was Bieber on the original?
Let me back up here. So I'm
Okay.
looking right now. It looks like this is a Louis Fonsi song. Do you guys know who that is or no?
No.
Okay.
No idea.
He's a popular artist, and I just know him, but I couldn't tell you shit about him. I just know he's like popular foreign artist. And that's his song, and it's Despacito featuring Daddy Yankee, and then it looks like Bieber hopped on it and took it to the next level in America.
Gotcha.
Yep, that's what I'm seeing. So I had no idea he had his hand in that song, but it looks like he was featured on the original. What would you guys guess from CelebrityNetWorth.com that Daddy Yankee's net worth is?
I'm going to say high because he has a huge Latin presence.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of countries that encapsulate that market. I'm going to say his net worth, $40 million.
Wow.
Wow. I was gonna say less than that. I was gonna say like 20.
Pretty impressive, but it's 50 million.
50 million.
So you guys didn't even go over. And I'm just impressed you guys were even close because I don't know if I would have had like any semblance of like.
It's just
a
been
range
so
of it.
long since he's came out with any new music. So
I think I don't even understand like what people should be worth though.
Right.
Like I wouldn't even know like I don't know. I don't know how like millionaires how much they're worth.
Right.
Like I was just looking this morning actually. It's funny we're bringing this up. The top 10 like highest net worths of actors in the world. Number 1, would you ever guess it?
Fire away.
Tyler Perry.
Wow.
1 billion.
I mean, it makes sense because what he directs and produces so
All his
much,
movies, I
right?
guess,
Yeah. So,
But like I would never have guessed that.
he wouldn't have been in my top 10.
So then like number I don't know, somewhere in between 5 and 3 was Robert De Niro. Like what would you guess his number would be?
I'd say De Niro's worth probably what, 300, 350?
Something. 200.
500.
Something? Wow.
500.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the fact that you guys were even in the range, I'm like kind of impressed because I don't know. I don't know how to begin with that kind of stuff.
Right.
And for those younger viewers or listeners, however you're consuming our content, Daddy Yankee was the original Bad Bunny. Before Bad Bunny, Daddy Yankee
Paved
brought
the way.
Latin music to America, sandwiched in between Ricky Martin and Bad Bunny, but Ricky Martin was like a pop star. Bad
Yeah.
Bunny was kind of like
A little more
rapping,
dirty.
Oh, yeah.
pop,
Yep.
club
No,
music.
I wouldn't put Ricky Martin.
No.
Yeah, no.
But he just had that Latin presence that he brought here. So, kind of a odd feeling. I feel like I've heard so many Daddy Yankee songs from like my senior spring break. A lot of Daddy Yankee songs. When we went to Mexico, the 2 times that we went together,
Yep.
a lot of Daddy Yankee. Feel like I've had a Miami Vice to a Daddy Yankee. A Johnny, what was those? Johnny Rocket? Is that what those are called?
Oh, Johnny Rock. I don't know.
Johnny Vegas?
Johnny
Vegas.
There you
that's
go.
it, yeah.
Johnny
Johnny
Rockets.
Rocket.
You guys sound like you're
It's
100 years
shoestring
old.
fries and, and burgers at Johnny
Dude,
Rocket.
I haven't
Miami
thought of
Vice, the Bob Marleys.
Daddy
Yeah,
Yankee
yeah.
reminds me of like LimeWire and Kazaa.
Yes.
Like that's what it reminds, or Kaza,
Yeah.
whatever you guys called it.
I'm not gonna lie, like I completely forgot.
I forgot
until
about him
today,
dude. And I
Yeah.
knew 2 songs by him.
Yeah.
I had no idea it was on Despacito. 46 years old. Well, good luck with the Christian shit.
Yeah.
He'll obviously come back when he needs money.
Yeah, exactly. He's passing the torch to now to Bad Bunny.
Thank God. And I don't know any songs by Bad Bunny.
I don't either, besides that popular TikTok song. Right
Monaco,
now.
I think it
Monaco,
is.
yes.
Yeah.
That's the only song I know by Bad Bunny.
You guys keep me young.
Another quick hitter from this week. December 5th, 1933, they being the U.S. government, repealed the Prohibition Law, which is the 21st Amendment.
Yeah, okay, gotcha. They repealed it.
Yes, meaning that the preceding 13 years, alcohol, the consumption of it, the sale of it, the transfer of it, the production of it was not allowed in America. December 5th, 1933, 90 years ago, yesterday, they repealed it, and alcohol has been legal since. So we kind of tossed it around, the idea of like, hey, what's illegal now that should be legal? And we're like, hey, we don't want to be MSNBC, CNN, Fox News.
Right.
Like we're the Fizz. We don't really
No, yeah,
touch serious
We're happy
topics
Maker's
like that.
Mark came back.
Yeah, exactly.
Watermelon Burnett's.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
we did like
Chata.
we did like a 7-minute Daddy Yankee intro.
So I thought not of what is illegal right now that should be legal, but what are some things in common culture today, Frank, that you feel should be illegal?
All right, so put together the list here. Got a few things. First one that came to mind was decaf coffee.
Okay.
I don't see any place in the world for that. Why are you drinking the juice without the gas type deal? I don't really get it.
Amen.
I'm with you.
I've never had a decaf coffee. If I'm ever, I guess, in that mood where I want like a warm beverage that I don't want a ton of caffeine, maybe like a tea or something, or like just a good old hot chocolate.
I'm not going to have a coffee.
Or like a hot chocolate. Yeah, I'm not having a coffee.
100%.
Yeah,
I
that's
agree.
just like I have no interest in decaf coffee.
Like a non-alcoholic beer.
That's on my list.
I was thinking that too, and then I thought like maybe like people who are trying not to drink, but like I just feel like if I wasn't trying to drink, like I'd
not drink.
I'd probably
that tasted like
I'd probably just have like an energy. I'd probably have a fucking coffee.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. But I don't know. I've never been down that road.
You're not going to go to no duels.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, what am I doing with that?
I feel like non-alcoholic beers like gaining a lot of popularity like as of late. Like all these places, like Guinness has one out now.
Labatt's always had it. I think they all do, man. So
like
we could take this off into a whole nother direction, but like I want to bring in like college kids because I don't think, and I could be wrong on this, but I don't think they like booze like we do. And I just feel like non-alcoholic beverages and like mocktails, like this is like a younger generation push of all this. And it's like, I know I have like my brother and sisters-in-laws, like they just like don't seem to like consume like we did. And I have like younger cousins and, you know, like there's been a few times where I'm like, oh yeah, like you really boozing and stuff. And they're like, no. And I'm like, oh, okay, maybe that was just me. But I feel like it's like a younger generation thing. But I could be completely wrong. Maybe they're still just getting schmacked up there.
I feel like they're just
and
not
by up there. I'm talking about college.
Right. And I feel like they are, but I feel like they're more high maintenance. It's like, did you get a pack of Keystones? Were you guys sucking down Busch Light? It's like, no, we had fucking Jack Daniels. We had Captain Morgan. It's like, we were drinking dog shit for a long time.
Rich and rare.
Right, yeah. It's
cheap
like,
and abundant.
Like now everybody's like so high maintenance. They're like, no, I got the skinny vodka martini. It's like, how the fuck did you afford that?
So you're saying I was right last week when people do it for the gram, whether it's chicken and waffles, skinny martini in a can.
Oh, God. Stop. Chandler's always got to make his fucking point, no matter how.
You guys remember when I said that 6 episodes ago?
September, remember that?
You guys called it a bad take. It was actually a good take, and you're admitting it right now. No, I don't know. I just maybe, and this could be wrong because I feel like we sound like maybe like old men, but that's fine. I don't really care.
You didn't fucking drink how we drank.
Right.
You weren't drinking how we fucking drank.
And we're like, listen, look how soft they are. Listen how soft they are. They're drinking their apple teenies and all that. I mean, we still had like stupid girly beverages back then too, but I just feel like they look different, like UV blue.
And it was like
a gummy bear.
Gold
logo.
Yeah, well, those
got
were
banned.
Yeah, see that? Okay, that's more of where I think I'm going. Like, we were the generation that like we didn't develop it ourselves, but like we were the market that they made for
guinea
Loco
pigs.
for. Yeah.
Now it's a buzzball. We went from Four Loco to a buzzball.
Yeah.
You know?
So I don't know. Maybe I'm just way off on that. But yeah, so decaf coffee, I would get rid of it.
Decaf coffee, non-alcoholic beer, Lou.
I'm going to go with a hard hitter here. Anyone that hangs a ball sack from the hitch of their truck.
Dude, you don't do that? You of all people should be doing that.
Anyone driving around with a ball sack hanging
truck
down
nuts?
from their truck?
They're truck nuts. Grow up.
That should be beyond illegal.
You are
No.
There's no way
Hard
with your
disagree.
sense of
Yes,
humor
there's-
that should be illegal.
Dude, I'm actually shocked you don't have nuts on the back of your car.
What'd you call them? Truck
nuts.
Truck
That's
nuts.
what they're called. Both of you need to read a book or like hang out with like grittier people. They're truck
getting
nuts.
old.
Yeah. No, dude, truck nuts are an American pastime, and you of all
Are they?
people.
I've never seen
No, you should have them, dude. I'm sickened actually.
Truck nuts.
You're saying the generation behind us is soft, and you're saying no more truck nuts? Fuck you.
Keep the sacks off your hitch.
No, dude. No, I disagree.
Let me go in the same lane, no pun intended. I'm
Jesus.
gonna keep the transportation subject alive here. Michigan left turns should be illegal. They serve no purpose. Get to the fucking light and turn left. There's no reason you need to go through the light, turn around, stop at the light, then turn right. If you can't make a left with 2 lanes coming the opposite direction, you shouldn't be on the road. Michigan left turns, illegal.
Why do they exist? Do you know? Did
I
you
have
look at this
no
up at all?
idea.
I know
Do they
why
actually
exist.
increase traffic flow?
They have them for when it's winter, it's slick out. You can drift around your turn. So Chandler, not familiar with Fast and Furious, apparently,
All right,
can
Toretto.
drift. He has 0 skills behind the wheel. Those are there specifically so you can get a nice drift and then clutch into 3rd, 4th gear without even slowing down.
Is that real?
No. And this guy is talking about how truck nuts are immature, and then
I actually
he fucking
think-
Tokyo drifts for left turns.
I actually would like to get back to the truck nuts if we could. I think they should be bigger and made of metal and drag across the concrete. So when guys like Pizzo are drifting, they drag across the concrete and they shoot up.
sparks?
They shoot sparks, and that's how you fucking set the tone, which you know nothing about.
Gosh, Frank, what do you got next?
All right, next one. This one's really been grinding my gears lately, and this is like old man shit, but I don't really care. There's this new thing with like Spotify and how music is shared and how it's all the internet and it's all how many plays and streams you get and how often it can be repeated. It's sub 3-minute songs. I think sub 3-minute songs should all be abolished and illegal because now music is just like they're just releasing songs as quick as they can and they're under 3 minutes because the algorithm tells them they'll get more plays and then more plays obviously equals more money. And there are so many songs that like they just need like a fucking bridge, one more verse, and a final chorus, and they just don't do it because they're lazy and they want to stream and all that. Listen to all these new fucking pop songs that come out. They are all
Jack Harlow's new song.
It's fucking 2 minutes and 12 seconds.
Yep, it is.
Perfect for TikTok.
Yes.
Perfect for Channy's
Yes.
Instagram posts.
Yes.
That's why they do it.
Yes.
Do it for the gram.
And it's so dumb. It's like, at least, like, I don't know, fucking, we're like, Eminem used to have like 6-minute songs where he tell you
His
a whole
like
story.
intro was like 2 minutes
Yeah.
and 20 seconds.
So, I don't know.
Sub 3-minute songs.
Illegal. Make them illegal.
I like that one. Lou?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with a pet peeve of mine here is whenever you go out to eat with like a group of people or, you know, even maybe just your significant other and you ask the waitress like, oh, what would you order or order me something off the menu? That should be fucking illegal. Look at the menu, figure out what you want immediately, and fucking order it. That person doesn't know what your taste buds are feeling that day. Get what you want. Don't fucking ask them to bring you back something that they like.
Fair enough.
So what level are we talking about here? Like felony, misdemeanor, or like citation?
I'm gonna say not quite a felony.
Yeah.
We'll give it a misdemeanor.
Misdemeanor.
Yep.
You got my brain spinning here. I got to piggyback off of that.
Go
one real
ahead.
quick, 'cause
Fire away.
I think I'll give like some relief if you're at like a super fancy restaurant, you know, and they got shit on there you can't pronounce or like
Sure.
you're spending a ton of money.
Sure.
It's fine for this scenario.
Half
for,
not in English.
Yeah. So for the scenario I'm about to explain, it's just fine, but it should be illegal at like a fucking Coney Island to send the waitress away when she asks if you're ready. I think I hate when you're at a place you've been 1,000 times. You're at like you know what the fuck you're getting before
Anything
you walk
new
in
on
there.
the menu?
Yeah.
Like no
meltdown.
No, but like if it's an expensive restaurant, that's fine. You need some more time, that's okay. But like if you are at a place you've been at a bunch of times, they come by like, hey, you guys ready? And you're just like, we need a minute. No, that should be fucking illegal. What are you doing?
Yes, I agree.
So you got to know what you want. No outside opinions at a restaurant. That's the Fizz. That's what we stand for.
Correct.
I mean, yeah, or just like, you know, like what's the worst that could happen? Like if you're at a Coney Island, what's the worst that could happen if you get the honey or the chicken sandwich or the burger or the fries? Like what's
Not much worse if you purposely ordered it.
That's what I mean. No. How hard are you going to miss?
I agree. Let's switch it up. We're a sports podcast. Thursday night football should be illegal. The product that is put out on Thursday night football is gutter trash, i.e. the game that's going to be on tonight. Steelers and Larry Left-Hand at quarterback versus Patriots and Patty Pudwacker starting at the other quarterback. This game's going to suck, and every Thursday game sucks. Why? It's the NFL. It's a physical game. You're on a short week, and you throw out a terrible product. Illegal. Roger Goodell, make it illegal. The only Thursday games of the year should be on Thanksgiving and in Detroit.
Preach. The only reason I like them is because I always have hockey on Thursdays, so I don't watch the games. I just bet on them and then like refresh when I'm done and see if I won a
Like,
bet.
oh, hopefully I won.
Yeah. Oh, it's a little treat.
Yep.
You catch kind of like the last drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Let's go one more round. How about that?
I got a bunch, man.
Yeah,
Let's keep
for
rolling.
sure.
Let's keep rolling.
All right, so next one I got is it's really been grinding my gears lately. Watching these NHL games, the ads on the helmets and the ads on the jerseys. Okay. We're not Europe. We're America. We can afford it. We don't need these fucking ads. And I want to look in the camera. Which one, Mike? This one or that one? This one I forget every week.
America.
I want to say this right now. If Champaign ever gets to the point where we have this kind of cash flow, I am going to pay for the ads on the helmet and the boards all year round to just be fucking normal. Like, I will put the Detroit Red Wings logo back on the helmet, like the script logo. Won't even put Champaign logo, nothing, but you'll know that we paid for us not to have ads anywhere. And good shout out to the Detroit Red Wings for not putting an ad on the jersey. They're one of the only teams to keep the sweater clean, and they better keep it clean because I will go nuclear if they put an ad next to that wing wheel.
We get to that level, I might be rich.
Yeah. I think, the digital boards they have for the hockey games?
Yeah.
Like, I would just make that, like, I don't know, local art or something.
White?
Or just keep them white. Just, make them look all dinged up. just like Stevie's face, just like copy and paste it all over
Would you rather give up naming rights to arenas, and give up, Avicii Arena, but you have the ads on the
I don't
helmets,
care
or?
about arenas. I just don't. I don't know. Those ones don't bother me. There was never a world where it was ever going to be Gordie Howe Arena.
Yeah,
those ones I just
It's always been fucking.
But I just think,
ads.
like, the helmets and the players, like, that's, like, it was always sacred ground that you never touched.
Yep.
And that, like, I hate seeing... Dude, the Toronto Maple Leafs have TikTok on their helmet. TikTok. And then they have milk on their jersey.
What if it was truck nuts? Would you be okay with that?
I'd be very okay with that. But I'd want, like, a detailed logo.
I'm fine with milk, but TikTok is too far.
No, the milk's kind of tight. Yeah, but no. But
Bring
like,
on the jug, too.
Dude, there's, like, and remember when the Pistons had... I mean, the NBA's, whatever. But I remember when they had Flagstar Bank? Like, it's so shitty to me.
Yeah.
I fucking hate it.
I agree. Lou?
I'll keep it in the sports realm here, too. I got a sports one here. Golf. All right, so you're out golfing with a couple people. There's nothing worse than when somebody in your group or somebody that you're riding with shows up and they don't have fucking anything. They're like, hey, you got an extra tee? You got any balls? You got a glove? Can I get an extra beer? No, fuck off. Come prepared. You knew the day before that we were playing golf. You got no tees. You got no balls. You got no beers. What the fuck you come out here for? Get your own shit.
I agree, and we all know those people. It's the same.
We're all thinking about somebody.
The same perpetrators, time in, time out.
Yep.
Rats.
We all know them.
Rats.
We all know them. Well, my one, this is a little more serious, but maybe not. State-by-state laws. And what I mean by this is my dad lives on the border of Indiana and Michigan. You cannot buy marijuana in his town, yet you drive 5 minutes into Michigan, you can buy marijuana and drive it back with it doesn't matter. There's nothing at the border of the states. It's literally just principle. So I could be a mile in off the Indiana border, not be able to buy weed. I go 2 miles into Michigan, I can buy weed and bring it back over. I have a FanDuel account. I'm going to Florida next week. What the fuck am I going to do when I want to put in action down in Florida next week? I can't put it in because the state of Florida doesn't allow FanDuel or sports betting down there. So state-by-state laws are fucking stupid. Do everything at the federal level. What? I can get high in Michigan, but it's worse if it's in Indiana. And while I'm at it, why is marijuana a Schedule I drug? MDMA, heroin, ecstasy, LSD, those are Schedule I drugs, and so is marijuana. That's fucking illegal.
Yeah.
Well said. Yeah. And I agree with you on the FanDuel thing. I just went through that in Jacksonville. I'm like calling my buddy at home. And if you try to log into your FanDuel account while you're in Florida and then they try to log in for you in Michigan, you get locked out and they can't lock in because they're like, oh, we already saw your location was down in Florida.
Wait, really?
Yeah, that happened to me when I went to Ohio or whatever the year prior. So this year when I went down there, I'm like, don't log into the account. Called my buddy. I said, hey, put this, and this in for me.
Yeah.
And it was all smooth. But if you log in while you're out of state and then send it to somebody that's back home in Michigan and they try to log in, they're like, no, fuck you. We know you're in Florida.
I didn't know that. But I normally, before I go anywhere, I have a guy and we have like an understanding, you know, we Venmo each other and that's, that's that.
Pro tip for anybody that's traveling, make sure that you know that if you are trying to gamble, you're going out of state that doesn't allow FanDuel, DraftKings, PointsBet. Make sure you got a good buddy that you can trust.
So stupid.
Ring them up.
The only way I'll disagree with you, Chandler, on the state thing is like I feel like nothing would ever get passed, like or agreed upon, like at the federal level. Is the only thing I can think of. Like I don't think we'd have pot or gambling here in Michigan. So at least I'm grateful that like we have that here.
Yeah, true.
That's all. I don't like. I think things just take too long. And,
Electoral
like,
college.
There's too many people. All right, yeah. The guy who said let's not make it political. I'm over here like 3-minute songs. He's like, schedule one.
What state do you think is blue that's going to go red this year, folks?
It's like, let's look at the polls. All right, I got a couple more hockey things because I don't know. I just started like spiraling. One thing that should absolutely be illegal: the parents and the children should be arrested all at once. The whole family. I don't care how old you are. I don't care the age. Roller hockey bags should be illegal. I don't care if your kid is 3 years old. He shouldn't have a roller bag.
Like the backpack ones?
All of them. Yeah. All of them. Just carry your hockey bag. It is a rite of passage. It's part of the game. It's your equipment. Take care of it. Haul it in and out. Cherish it. Believe in it. Become one with it. That's your armor. Don't wheel it behind you. Don't have your mom wheel it behind you. No rolly bags. Rolly bags are abomination to the sport of hockey. You're not gonna see anybody in the NHL with a fucking rolly bag.
No, you're not.
No, you're not.
I'm gonna end my list on this one. Smokeless restaurants should be illegal. Bring back the smoking.
Fuck, now we're talking.
Waft it over from the smoking section into the non-smoking. Why do you think we all have strong immune systems? We got that secondhand smoke blowing in through the big boy cafe buffet.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to light up a heater, you can light it up. What, you're smoking a vape like it's that much better in a restaurant? Allow heaters back into restaurants. Those are the good old days. And if you want to smoke, sit in a fucking different section. And I'm not a smoker.
Yeah, one up it. Let's bring it back on the
Planes.
airplanes.
Movie theaters.
Yep.
Amen.
Hell yes.
Public transportation.
Done.
Do it.
Why not? Why not?
Agreed.
All right. Well, if we were running for office, our campaign would run on decaf coffee, non-alcoholic beer, truck nuts, Michigan left turns, sub 3-minute songs.
No. It would be like 4-minute songs.
Okay.
All our songs would be 4 minutes long.
That's right.
They require a bridge and 3 choruses.
We would always ask what to order at restaurants. We'd love Thursday night football. And we would have no ads on our apparel. Pizza would lend out golfing supplies at all times prior to the round. State by state laws would rule the country.
Yeah.
And Frank would be rolling his hockey bag in. And if you want to visualize that, just go see him in his beer league on Thursday night.
I kind of lost track of what you were saying. Was this all the things we would not want to happen?
I kind of mixed it up.
I was kind of lost there. Our America
The things that we want illegal: decaf coffee, non-alcoholic beer, truck nuts, Michigan left turns, sub 3-minute songs, asking what to order at restaurants, Thursday night football, ads on apparel, golfers without gear, state-by-state laws, and last but not least, roller hockey bags.
Yep. I still have 2 more. Honorable mentions. The Canadian national anthem should be sung at every hockey game, regardless if there's 2 American teams playing. Show some respect to the birthplace of the sport and that song.
Up, brothers up north?
And that song slaps. Okay? I love the Canadian national anthem. Should be sung at every hockey game. And then, Pizzo, I think you might agree with this one. If you start a brawl in hockey after a clean hit, everyone on the ice should get a penalty.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that.
Because I feel like watching the NHL now, every big hit, a fight starts. And it's like, dude, he was clean.
Right.
Yeah.
You didn't smoke him from behind or elbow him in the face.
It's got to be egregious.
Yeah, I agree. 100%. Yeah, a couple other ones I had is this is a common one. People, when the plane lands, they stand up in the aisle right away.
Oh, no, that's a felony.
That is a fucking felony, first degree. Where the fuck you going?
Yes.
You don't stand up in the middle of the aisleway like you're gonna the bridge ain't even connected to the plane yet.
That's death penalty.
Are you fucking sprinting off the plane?
No plea deal, no parole.
No, absolutely not. It's and it's expedited, top of the list.
And then you see him trying to squirm aisle to aisle to jump ahead before the person in that aisle gets out. It's no, dude, fuck you. Unless you're going to the hospital because somebody's dying or your wife's having a kid, sit the fuck down.
Dude, yes. I wonder if one day they'll make it so you control when you leave. We could go out the side, we all have our own side door. I wonder if that'll ever happen one day. Probably won't. Probably probably not safe.
Shitty. They should just open up all the exit doors.
We should have led
land.
with that. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
Like nothing.
I'm surprised
pissed.
that nobody had that. I had that as like kind of my back burner because I felt like that would have got brought up. But like that's like
It's
public enemy
infuriating.
number one.
Yes, you're
right?
just a piece of shit.
Yeah, and then I have like not putting cheese on your burger. That's fucking federal.
Yeah, that's a crime.
Not having NFL games on Christmas Day. NBA is not doing it for me.
Never
Get
has.
NFL on Christmas, at least one game. And then if you order a steak that's like a 60, 70 or plus steak and you get it well done, like fuck off.
No,
That's the
bad.
one.
It's really bad.
That really
Yep.
stings there.
So that's what I got.
I think my favorite one wrapping this up was the truck nuts. I think that really hit home with me.
Because I think it just shocked me that Pizzo was anti-truck nuts.
I know, me too.
I hate when I see those balls dangling on the freeway. I'll tell you that right now.
Buddy, I am going to zip tie some to your car before the end of this year. I can't fucking wait.
Loose skin and old balls. Gross.
Anywho, speaking of old balls, I was trying to switch that into like the Red Wings and Kane being kind of old, but I think he's going to be a jug. So I don't know. Let's just get into the Red Wings off a shitty transition. The Wings have me in a fantastic mood lately. They have won 6 of 7, the latest coming last night in Buffalo with a 5-3 victory on the road. Patty Kane did not play in that one, but the biggest news today, Patty Kane is scheduled to play in his first game as a Detroit Red Wing tomorrow night in Detroit, 7 o'clock versus San Jose.
Is that our jug of the week?
That's the jug of the week.
It's got to be the jug
That's
of the
the
week.
absolute jug of the week.
That is the jug of the week, Patty Kane.
Dude, can't wait to see him. Obviously, I've been like completely excited this whole week, and it just happens to be like the Wings are completely buzzing. I have a theory that he was ready to go last night in Buffalo, but Wings were like, hey, we got Buffalo. Why don't you open at home and versus the Sharks, who happen to be dead last in the whole NHL?
Yep.
Why don't we get you at home Thursday night, worst team in the NHL, get you loose, maybe pump one in the back of the net in front of the home crowd, and we'll wait a night. Because he was eyeing Buffalo, but I think they wanted him to open
Ignorant, non-hockey nut question. They have a starting lineup. I know they line up for the national anthems on their own blue lines. Do they introduce the players, though, at the start of the game?
Yeah.
They do.
They do.
Do you think he will be starting tomorrow for us?
Yeah, I think so.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think so. It'd be kind of a silly move if he wasn't, I think.
And just real quick, too, for all the listeners out there who are like, what the fuck's a jug? Like, we say jug a lot. A lot of people may not know what that is. Jug referring to juggernaut, referring to the top dog, referring to the absolute fucking boss of the day. That is the jug of the day. That is the juggernaut.
A wagon, a king.
Yep.
There's a lot of different phrases. We use jug. And that could change it could change at any time.
Correct.
You go in phases of like the phrases we use.
Yes.
Just wanted to break that down real quick.
No, I appreciate that. People need to know. But I think, the listeners, I would hope, have picked up on that. Even if they
100%.
didn't know it stood for juggernaut, I think they knew the phrase we were just even
Like
using.
jug. That's
Yeah.
a fucking
'Cause
jug.
I'll be honest, like first couple episodes I didn't know, and then it like clicked. I go, it's fucking juggernaut.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But speaking of jug, the fucking Red Wings right now are sitting, I believe they're jumped up to second in the Atlantic. They were third. I think they jumped up to second. Either way, they're like second or third in
Yeah,
there.
they're second behind Boston.
Okay, cash. And I think this is truly the happiest we've been as Wings fans in over a decade. And it's happiness on a bunch of different levels. Like, one, obviously, we're happy with this winning streak. That's very fucking
3 in a
exciting.
row.
Yes. 3 in a row and 6 of 7.
Yep.
Only one loss to the best team in the NHL since coming back from Sweden. So we're excited about the current hotness, the current win streak. We're excited about the new players, the new player that we got, Patrick Kane. We're excited about the guys that Stevie signed. So we have like immediate happiness right there. And then you look at this roster and it's young, it's hungry. There's still guys coming up in the system. We got Patrick Kane, who is talking as confident as a player could be coming off this hip resurfacing surgery, saying he's ready to become one of the top 5 players in the NHL like he was. So the long-term outlook of the team is also very promising. This is truly the best we've probably felt as Wings fans since I can pinpoint the exact moment, since we had a 3-1 lead over Chicago in 2013. 3-1 series lead over Chicago, and then they ended up storming back, winning 4-3, and then winning the Cup. And then from there, we've just steadily fallen into the abyss until Yzerman came back.
Only took a decade, right? So where are you guys at? You guys obviously follow it a lot more than me. I remember before the season, you guys are like, we're making the playoffs this year. Like that is the goal. That is the expectation. We're nearly a third of the way into the season right now. We've added Patrick Kane. We've seen our young guys perform at a high level, DeBrincat, Larkin, et cetera, et cetera. Where are you guys at now? To me, hearing you guys talk, I feel like playoffs is a foregone conclusion. It's an absolute disaster if we don't make the playoffs at this time. So
I would agree.
24
Totally agree.
games into the season, where are we at right now with the Wings and where you expect them to go in this final 2/3 of the season?
So I got kind of two ways to answer it. One, I got like numbers. I got like by the numbers, the stats. These are I just looked these all up at moneypuck.com, and this is like interesting. This is all math nerds doing this. So right now where we stand at second in the Atlantic with the points we have with the games played from historical, yada, 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 the Wings have an 82% chance to make the playoffs.
Wow.
Okay, so that's make the playoffs. We are currently pacing 100 points. Woo! Like 100, 101. I think the number was like 100.8. So if you take that number and you compare it to what happened last year in the Eastern Conference, that puts us at like the 5 or 6 seed, which is great. But also the East had like Boston, who is historically good. Like the East was just so goddamn good last year. If the season ended today, the Wings would actually be the 3 seed.
Okay.
So how that pacing is like, how that adds up, I have no fucking clue.
Boston, Rangers, us.
Yeah, just flip that. But
Okay,
yes,
yeah.
yes,
Yep.
it's Rangers, Boston,
us.
Yes.
Gotcha.
To go even further, to win the division, to win the Atlantic, which like seemed like a pipe dream before the season started, we have it, according to this moneypuck.com, we have a 23% chance, which is like, I mean, that's big, I think, which is like
Sounds
larger
good compared
larger
to
than I
where we
thought.
came from.
And then this number blew my mind. To win the cup, we have a 5% chance, which is just like, let's not get our head too far in the clouds, but that is like a number that I thought was bigger. I thought that number was bigger than I would have thought it to be.
Yeah.
So where I sit right now, I'm trying not to get too far ahead of myself as I'm super fucking excited. Like I still am not putting in my, like the 3 seed right now seems high to me. It's a long season. Right now, like we've had some goalie trouble, and now our third stringer, Lyon, is playing out of his mind. Like it's something we got to figure out. We're blowing leads. Like we've scored 5 goals in our past 3 games, but we've blown a lead and like had like an overtime game with Montreal that should have never went to overtime. Buffalo should have tied the game yesterday. We should have never given up those leads.
Yeah, that was way closer than it should have been.
Yeah, so there are things that like need to tighten up and things need to be fixed. So there's like, we're just kind of outscoring. I mean, think of the Lions type deal.
Yep.
It's almost kind of like how I feel about them. You know, it's like, I think the Lions are a very, very good team, but like, you know, there's a couple of flaws that like probably won't cut it in the playoffs / a 7-game series.
Right.
Yep.
And I think the biggest thing too, looking at the Wings, you know, from a 1,000-foot view, is we're still missing that like physical aspect on our team. Like, yes, we're piping goals. Goaltending has been okay, but like we don't have those bruisers or those guys that are playing at a high physical level, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you need in the playoff. You watch playoff hockey compared to regular season hockey, it's 100 miles an hour, every battle in the corner, there's bodies being blown up, there's fucking gloves throwing off. Like we're still missing a little bit of that element, and that is the piece that scares me the most going into the playoffs. When you run into teams like Florida, like the Bruins, like the Hurricanes, the Flyers, I guess you could even say.
Did you say Florida?
I did.
Yeah. I mean, Kachuk is like, you know, like that guy will single-handedly beat your team up.
Correct.
Yeah.
And he's shown us that.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Yeah, I totally agree. So I think to start the year, I said the Wings would be like right around 93, 94 points is what I believe I said. I definitely like would... that 100 number is, I think, like where we want to get. I think that's a little bit of a, I still think that might be a little bit of a stretch, but if they keep this pace up, who's to say? Right. But I'm just trying to temper expectations because it's really hard not to like be super jacked. Like I said, it's the most excited we've ever been. We're on this huge win streak, and like Patrick Kane is added to that lineup tomorrow, which is just so crazy to think
100%.
about.
And we're fucking scoring how many goals a game?
Last
like,
3 games we've had 5.
That's all we were asking for after last year. And there's guys like Fabry, Rasmussen, DeBrincat still putting up points. Like
Larkin,
all these guys that you didn't really, you know, you expected them to play well, but like people are just stepping up when you need them to the most.
Dude, and I got to talk about like Fabry. Like I'm so like proud of him. He's had 3 ACL tears, and he scored without a doubt the goal of the year for the Wings.
Yeah.
Maybe of the NHL, but versus Chicago, he had the nicest goal of the season. He's absolutely on fire. He scored again last night. He has like 7 goals in his last 10 games, add 3 assists. He's got 10 points his last 10 games. I'll be honest, I thought the guy was just cooked. 3 ACL tears, that's insane. And he's playing out of his mind right now.
Mm-hmm. So we like where we're at right now. We've got a young team. We've got guys who are still in Grand Rapids, right, that either may come up this year, later in the year, or potentially down the road, 2-3 years down the road, they come up. Do you guys think we're in position to start making trades this year? Like we saw it with the Lions where we're like, they didn't make the move because they were building for the future. They wanted to keep their draft capital. Steve Yzerman's been very patient throughout the last, 6 years. Do you see them making a move? Because let's be honest, hockey's way more open once you get into the playoffs than any other sport. And I think it's by a very wide margin. So do you think it would be in our best interest to try to go for it this year? Or do you think you say, hey, just let's trust the Yzer plan. He's already done it. We've already done the heavy lifting. We've already taken probably our biggest leap season over season this season. Let's just let it play out here over these next 3 to 5 years.
I would say he's going to let it play out over the next few months and see exactly where the pain, like what needs to be addressed. But I don't think in this moment, if you asked him, he would be honest. This would be my guess, is that he would just say like, I can't answer that question. Like, I'm always open to everything, but I want to see where it goes. So like you look at last year, right? We were in the playoff hunt. It looked like we could be like a 7-8 seed, and we go into Ottawa and we get our shit kicked in. He fire sales the team. 24 hours.
I remember we were at Real Team recording that day.
Yes.
Right.
And we were like talking about like, there's no way they're losing 2 in a row. And they got shit pumped.
We checked the score. It was like 4-0 in the first period.
Before I got to the freeway.
Yes.
It was fucking done. And Yzerman said, okay, we fucking suck. I'm fire sailing this team. I think that's going to be kind of what he does. Like, he's put it in the position. He sees what's going on. If we're keeping up this pace come the trade deadline, he absolutely will address whatever the issue is, whether it's goaltending, whether it's defense, whether it's the like third line, whatever it might be. He'll absolutely make a move this year if it makes sense. Because I know on the defensive end, there are healthy scratchable and sittable and movable pieces. Like, I mean, he signed Petrie, Hall, Sherrod. Like, these guys are like, he'll bench them if
they can get something better. I agree.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I don't think he's going to sell the farm per se, but like if there's an opportunity to get a body that we need and fill a hole on the team, I don't think that there's any reason why we wouldn't make a move if we're one of those top 3 or 4 teams in our division.
And I think there's a bunch of reasons to do that. One, he wants to show the team that this is for real, get the kids the playoff experience. And like, if Patty Kane's having a good year, like, you want to prove to him, like, you're staying here for 2 more years because our window is opening up.
And you want to give Dylan something back too. The guy's been here for a while. He hasn't really had much to show for in the in the postseason. Like, dude, we got weapons. We're scoring at an alarming rate. There's no reason not to keep our foot on the gas and press it down a little bit more.
Without a doubt. And I think that's how Stevie will do it. I was still trying to look to see if Larkin ever played in a playoff game.
I don't think he has.
It's not coming up. Yeah.
I mean, the pull string response to any young star in Detroit playing in a playoff game.
No, he played.
No.
Right. 2015-16 season, 5 games played. That had to be the was that the Boston series?
Yes.
Was it?
It had to have been. I think that was the last time we were in the playoffs, right?
Yeah, and we won game 1, which like
in Boston, right?
Yeah, and Datsuk had like, we had like 11 shots on net. And one of them was like that miraculous shot he had. I'm just looking really quick. I wanted to see if I could. Well, no, that was it.
That was it.
Mm-hmm.
1 playoff series, and it was his first year in the league?
Yeah, I think so. 5 games, 1 goal, -2. 18 PIMs.
Okay.
There we go.
Why not?
Pimp them out.
So yeah, very excited for the Wings. So excited. Excited to see what Kaner does.
Yep.
And obviously. And one thing I want to say about him. So ESPN had the broadcast yesterday versus Buffalo, and they did like this big long exclusive interview with him, and he was all decked out in like the most Red Wings gear I've ever seen, and he was wearing the Fanatic stuff, and it looks so trash. But sidebar from that, like he just basically said like, you know, I got this surgery to return to the player that I was. Like, I'm not here to like just fuck
right off
around.
into the sunset.
And it was the same surgeon. I don't know if we said this before, but I found out it was the exact same surgeon that did Andy Murray's, the tennis player's hips. And like he returned to tennis and made it all the way to like the Wimbledon final that year.
Yes.
Yeah. But I didn't know it was the exact same surgeon. I knew he got it. I didn't know he got the same one that did it. Yep. So I mean, he didn't like fuck around at all.
No. He knew if he wanted to keep playing, he had to go to the best of the best of the best, sir. With honors.
Sir.
That's right. That's right. Well, we got anything else on the Red Wings, boys?
I could go for days, but no, I think we're good.
You can catch us at the game next week,
Yeah.
Thursday.
Yeah.
First Carolina. We'll be in the building.
Let's go. All right, boys. We're going to go from one Detroit great, Steve Yzerman, to another, Mr. Jim Leyland. Let's give it up. Big round of applause. Jimmy Smokes.
You did it, Jim.
Jimmy Smokes.
You did
Jimmy
it.
Smokes on his induction into the Baseball Hall of Fame. I think of all the great players and faces, Dombrowski, Verlander, Cabrera, and the one face that really just gives you the image of the Detroit Tigers turnaround from 06 to 2013 to me is Jim Leyland. Very well deserved. Managed 4 teams in the MLB, which I found surprising because he managed the Rockies for 1 year.
One nightmarish year.
Yes, one bad year. 700 wins with our Detroit Tigers. Woo. Second to him behind the Pittsburgh Pirates. But Jim Leyland, 1,769 wins in his career, 1 World Series with the Marlins. It's a shame he didn't win one with us here in Detroit, and 8 LCS appearances throughout his career. Probably my favorite coach. I know you guys have your Scotty Bowmans, and he's well-deserved too. But for me, probably my favorite coach of a professional sports team since I've been a fan of Detroit sports.
Yeah, I mean, he's our manager, right?
Yes.
Like, our dads had Sparky and probably a few others in between that, you know, no disrespect, I'm just not remembering them.
Yeah.
But, like, Leland's been, like, our dude.
Yep.
Before Leyland, like, I'm even trying to think. Like, can you name any of them? I'm kind of blanking on them. Like,
Alan Trammell.
well, yeah, that's right. We had Alan Trammell, which was kind of a sad one. I mean, after obviously we had like
Ausmus,
who ruined a bunch of things, but like
Gardenhire.
Yep.
Oh, Gardenhire, yeah, that's right. That's after, I was even trying to think before though. I remember
I'm thinking of like the
Trammell.
Travis Fryman years and Bobby Higginson years. Like I don't even remember who that was at that point.
Yeah,
in time.
exactly. But I mean, Jim Leyland, absolute legend. I thought he was just like the most Detroit manager you could ever have. He smoked cigs in the dugout. He spoke from his heart. He was very emotional. You could tell he cared about the game. I thought he was perfect to be here, especially when Dombrowski was on his bullshit in a good way, signing everyone in sight. Those Illich years. Only manager I feel like that could, or one of the only ones that could handle those egos, and still be a player's coach, because that's what he was always pinned up. You
never
as.
hear anybody say that played for him anything really bad about him.
Exactly, and I know he loved like I said, he was a big player's coach, and I found this quote from Calico Joe MLB. And a quote from Jim Leyland pulled up after, I believe, like the who cares what it's after? But he goes, if you mislead a player, you lose them forever. If you tell them the truth, you lose them for about 24 hours. And I just thought that's like a really cool quote.
Yep.
Because he was always honest with his players. We've all seen the clip of him like yelling at Barry Bonds.
Yes.
Yeah.
Never backing down. A couple things that I saw surprising. I forgot how bad the Tigers were before Leyland. 71 and 91 in 05. He then takes them to the World Series in 06 in his first season. Then I forgot he doesn't make the playoffs for the next 5 years that he's manager.
With the Tigers?
4 years that he's manager, yes.
Really?
Did not win the Central the next 4 years, did not make the playoffs after that magical 06 World Series run, which I couldn't believe, but when I looked it up,
That is crazy.
That's wild. And I think why maybe we forgot about it is that one year they lost in game, 163 against the Twins.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Gerald fucking Laird.
Gerald
0 for
Laird.
6 with 6 Ks.
Never
I will
forget that.
never forget that.
No.
And the only way I'm exaggerating that is if I added 1 K. It was definitely 0 for 5 with 5 Ks. We watched that in the dorms at State.
Yes.
And
My buddy threw a chair
we
off the
broke
wall.
every
Yes.
chair in the room. We broke
Yep.
every fucking chair in the room. Didn't Rayburn like fall down in the outfield or something chasing a ball?
Remember Brandon Inge got hit with the pitch?
Yes.
But he didn't
Hit
get
his
hit with the
jersey.
pitch
Yes.
because it got hit with the jersey. That
Holy
was a crazy game, but that was in his middle of his drought. 8 years as Tiger manager, only under 500 one time. And this is the saddest part to me. His last 3 seasons, he took down the AL Central each year, and we made the LCS each year, and then he retired.
Yeah.
So when we were getting in our groove between 2011 and 2013, we won the division every year. We made the LCS every year. And then like that, he was gone into the night.
Yeah, we handed over the keys to Osmus, and that's when we had that like fake rotation, that like fantasy baseball rotation.
Correct.
Yeah, we lost in 3 to Baltimore. Yeah, man, I love Jim Leyland. I remember him like crying and stuff. Like, have you seen the clip of like Verlander avoiding him coming off the mound?
Yes.
Because Verlander's all pissed that he got pulled out of the game.
Yeah.
And then so then after the game, the reporter like asked Leland like, "Oh, pretty comical moment. Verlander's avoiding you coming off the mound," and he just like barks back like, "You might have thought that was comical. I didn't think that was comical at all. I thought it was pretty unprofessional." He's like, "All right, Jimmy."
One of the other moments I always remember from him too is when we were playing the Tigers were playing in Yankee Stadium, not us. And the national, he's bitching at the umpire, and the national anthem starts, and he stops the whole thing, puts his hand over his heart,
A legendary.
waits for the whole thing to end, and then right as soon as it stops, starts ripping into him again.
Yes. God bless America.
Got
but
tossed
yes.
out. Yeah, sorry.
No, yeah.
But yeah, that was always a memorable one. And then I saw a funny thing on Twitter today where they were at an away game, and everyone got checked into their rooms. He went back to the hotel like concierge and was like, "Hey, I just want to let you guys know that whoever was in my room before me was smoking in there. So if it smells, like I don't know what to tell you."
Yeah.
And then he went back to the guys and he's like, "That's how you do it."
Vet move.
And I think that's one of the funniest parts of like Jim Leyland as a whole is like he like openly but didn't openly like smoke cigarettes. Like we have a buddy who was a bat boy on all those great teams, and like he was like he would just hide right into the tunnel into the clubhouse and hit a heater. People say on team planes he was hitting heaters. Lou just told the story about like the hotel, like it was in open, but he in the open, but he never got busted for smoking heaters wherever he wanted.
He must have knew every camera angle possible where he was like just out of the image.
Dude, and what's funny about that is like I thought I remember like when we signed him. I think we were freshmen in high school. When he signed with the Tigers, we like he vowed to quit smoking and abide by the smoking ban in the MLB. And I was like, did I make that up?
Yeah.
And I literally just Googled Jim Leyland quit smoking. May 1, 2010, Leyland vows to abide by smoking ban. Like, but you didn't.
Yeah.
Like you didn't at all. There's 100 pictures of you just
That's
chiefing
hilarious.
cigs.
I remember at like the time I was working actually downtown at the Andiamo Riverfront, and he came in for a dinner with a couple people. I swear to God, he had 3 cigarettes before the appetizers got out.
Yeah, good for him.
He was just humming.
He's like such a true baseball guy. Like that one year in Colorado, I didn't know it either, but I was reading his Wikipedia last night. Apparently he resigned because he was like, I'm a pitcher's manager and I can't handle Colorado. Like that's literally why he quit. Cause he just like he didn't like take the
Every
free pass
ball's
and
going
take the next 2
500
years.
feet out.
Yeah. So wild he won that one World Series with Miggy too.
You talk about things that you wish had happened or that you regret, and like I think of like the Wings back to back against the Penguins when they didn't win Game 7, the Pistons, Robert Ory hitting it over Rashid. I think my biggest regret is Leyland, Verlander, and Cabrera just not getting to the mountaintop and all winning a World Series together.
Yeah.
Because like that was that was the team for me. Like that was
no question.
The franchise that was just in the gutter for 30 years, and they came out of nowhere, took the city by storm, and had such a long run where they just couldn't cap it. And I feel for him because I feel like he would have been connected so much more to Detroit.
Yeah.
Jim Leyland, that is, if he would have brought home that World Series.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, without it, I mean, fuck. The Tigers not winning a World Series is like its own podcast. Yeah. It's not its own like individual show. Like it's like we could do multiples, but like, I mean, they win that World Series. Like I truly believe. I think there is going to be a Cabrera statue, but it's obvious. Like it'd be without a doubt if we won the World Series. I think there'd be without a doubt a Verlander statue. And I truly believe like you'd see like 4 of those numbers retired. You'd see like a Pudge, a Guillen, an Ordonez, a Polanco. Like I think it'd be like that Pistons team. Like the Pistons, they just hung them all except Prince, I guess. But I really, that World Series I think would have changed like a lot of things.
I agree. Well, another thing that we're hoping happens is another Tom Izzo national championship. Luckily, we're a hockey school, top 10 in the nation, and hockey school, most definitely. But Houston, we may have a problem. Us being Sparties, we're excited about John C. Smith becoming the coach last episode. This episode, we are now talking about another loss, bringing us back down to 500 on the season when we were ranked preseason in the top 5. Lou, I know your eyes were bleeding much like mine last night. What do you got to report?
It's a sad day to be a Spartan on the basketball court, boys. I mean, you can't really look at the box score and think like anything else because it's like without Tyson Walker on this team, we're getting blown out by 50 plus every single game. I can't watch half of these guys play. Like Cooper, Cisco. We have a 5-star forward in Xavier Booker sitting on the bench getting no minutes while we're losing by 10, 12, 15 at half. It's not like we're playing good basketball. We got guys like Holloman getting 17, 20 minutes a game, putting up 5 or 6 points. Like, it's insane. Hogard, what is he supposed to be? Like a quick dribble drive guy to the net because he's not that. A shooter because he's not that. A playmaker because he's not that. I don't know what's going on. Jaden Atkins, what happened to him? He's the most hot and cold guy I've ever seen. One game he's hitting fadeaways and 3-pointers against fucking James Madison, but when we play Arizona, nowhere to be found. When we're playing Wisconsin, nowhere to be found. It's going to be a rough season, boys. Like, I don't even see a glimmer of light right now. I mean, it's bad.
I see nothing. I see Sideshow Bob and AJ Hogard with that
That's
dumb
what I was thinking
fucking
of.
haircut.
That's what I was thinking.
I don't know if we have the thong song Cisco on our team, but I know Sissoko is terrible and doesn't have an offensive move to his name. Malik Hall has been here since we graduated from college, and he still hasn't done shit. And I'm convinced, and I mean this, dead serious. If the Fizz crew had 1 month to practice 3-point shots, we would beat the fucking team in a 3-point contest.
Let's get it going.
Because this team stinks right now. This team is terrible. Using my favorite word, gutless. And Izzo is doing what he always does. Let's play the seniors. Let's play the seniors. Well, the seniors this year, Tom, they ain't shit. Chalk it up. Get Cohen Carr in. Get Jeremy Fears some time. Get Xavier Booker on the fucking floor. Get Malik Hall out. AJ Hogard out. Cooper, go to OU. We don't need you. This team's in trouble. This team needs more than just a shot of excitement or a big win. This team needs to learn how to run an offensive set first, and second, they need to learn how to make an open fucking shot.
I have watched 2 games this year. I watched James Madison and Duke. And all I can say is, like, I hear what you guys are saying. I watched those 2 shitty games. Frankie Hoops jumping in here. There is obviously, like, I am kind of as far as Spartan fans go, like, you guys are putting in the work. You're in and out every day. I'm kind of like a wake me up in February type guy. And usually by then, Izzo seems to have it figured out. We do this kind of like kick and scream dance, I feel like, in these early months every year. Are you guys saying it's much worse and much different than the usual kick and scream we usually do, or are we kicking and screaming right now because we should be?
I think it is for sure. Like, we weren't a preseason rank number 3. I've never seen this bad of 3-point shooting in my entire fucking life. I've seen better shooting at IM West when we were up there, boys. Like, it is fucking shameful. And it's like nobody puts up any scoring besides Hogard and Tyson Walker. If you look at every box score of our game, nobody even touches double digits or even fucking close to it. There's no help out there. And we got fucking 5 stars not playing, and we're losing games by 15, 20 points. It doesn't make any sense.
In a world where they can leave at any moment.
Yes.
Yeah.
And why would they stay?
Yeah.
Like,
to get yelled at.
And then Izzo always does his same bullshit where it's my fault. I should be doing this. Malik Hall had a temperature before the game. I still played him 25 minutes. Meh. Wake the fuck up. Jesus.
I agree completely. And we said it before the tournament last year. Remember when I went off on Izzo and then we started laughing about it because we were putting all of our account on the tournament.
Yes.
Remember that?
Yes, I do.
The one time I was wrong ever on this podcast.
Yeah, Jesus.
Well, let's just remember, we have not been to the Final Four since 2019.
Yeah.
2019. That's a long time. That's a long time for this program. And we were like, Izzo might not have it. And then we got all excited.
I feel like that doesn't sound as bad.
We made the Sweet 16 last year. We're acting like we got to the Elite 8 or the Final. We made the Sweet fucking 16 last year. The Sweet 16 is fucking nothing. We beat USC and Marquette. 2 frauds last year. We were 21-13 last year. We were 23-13 the year before, and we were 15-13 in the 2020-2021 season. We've had double-digit losses 3 straight seasons, and I'm just going to say it now. Make it 4, because with 4 losses already, there ain't a snowball's chance in hell that we don't lose double-digit games this year.
Well, like I said, you guys are in there. You're putting in the work. You're grinding. But I just have I have a feeling we're going to be looking back at the tape at this one and being like, all right.
I hope we are. I really do.
I know you do.
I want to be.
And I will say, I remember the Sparty rant last year, and it's good. It's thought out. But, we were, after that rant and how bad we thought that team was, we were ecstatic to be in that Sweet 16.
We had no business.
And we should have beat that Kansas State team. That game was a circus show from them.
100%. And I equate it to the Lions of last year. We had no expectations, so at 9-8, we were ecstatic.
Yes.
And this year, if we were 9-8, we'd be fucking pissed.
Furious.
Well, that's how this team is this year compared to last year. And yeah, we made it in 2018, 2019, but outside of that, that's the only time we've been since 2015 to the Final Four. We're going on a decade with 1 Final Four. Learn an offensive set. Holy shit. Take off the pads. Take off the helmets. The game isn't about rebounding anymore. Get an offensive set, score some fucking points, and practice some damn jump shots.
And if you want to do that 3-point contest, we are down.
We are down.
We are very down.
Let us know. Hit the DMs.
I will make it rain. Make it rain, Trick. Make it rain.
Kind of hungry.
We good? Yeah, kind of hungry? Okay,
eat.
cool. Yeah. All right, burning a lot of calories, screaming about shit we hate. So we're going to do snack time. We're back. Before we get into snack time, I thought maybe we could start doing this, and I'm just springing this on you guys, but maybe next time. Let's do snack news before we get into snack time.
Yeah.
And this was actually reminded me by someone here. I forgot who said it. Channy, but McDonald's is bringing the snack wrap back.
Oh, okay.
The snack wrap is coming back, and I actually said that. No, see, that's bullshit. The snack wrap is fucking great, but I do have a little bit of bad news about it. It's not going to be here till 2025.
Whoa. Sick update.
Yes, right? It's not going to be here till 2025, so I looked at it. It's coming back in a few years, or a year. And I kind of fell down the rabbit hole of this article. Apparently, the demand for chicken at McDonald's has eclipsed the demand for beef for the first time ever in McDonald's business history.
Wow.
So people are demanding more options for chicken. That's hence the snack wrap coming back. And the snack wrap, do you guys know what year would you guess the snack wrap was abolished?
I think I know because I looked into it.
Oh, did you?
I have no
It was
idea.
2016.
Yeah,
right?
you nailed it. So
Okay.
so it got introduced in 2006. It had a 10-year run to 2016, and it's been gone ever since.
Yeah.
So
Well, can I go a little off topic here real quick?
Yeah.
Because you mentioned 2025.
why don't you just jump right back into Izzo?
Yeah. We'll save that for a different podcast. The why the Tigers didn't win the World Series and
Yeah.
Izzo can't run.
I just want you to be like, learn the fucking set. Okay, go back.
But 2025, what's with that? Like, they announced this, it's not coming until 2025. Do you see the Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer come out?
I'm glad you brought that up.
Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer comes out. I'm like, holy shit. I look at my wife. I'm like, I might need to get a console. I want to get this game. Like, this brings back
The trailer
heavy-
looks incredible.
Oh,
It looks-
heavy
isn't it in Florida?
nostalgia.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
It looks
basically
incredible.
Vice City 2.0. So
Yes.
I'm like getting heavy nostalgia, and I'm like, I might need to get a next gen console. I look, getting released in 2025.
Yep.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm like, you teased a trailer for over a year out on a video game?
So what I heard, this could be complete bullshit, but what I heard was that it got leaked accidentally, like through like some Reddit stream. And then Rockstar was like, fuck, everybody already seen the trailer. So now we kind of have to come out and say like, here you go. Here's the full cup of tea. However, it's not supposed to come out for another year.
Damn.
Yep. I hear it's one of those games where like could take up the most space ever on your console.
Yeah.
So to download it, like you're going to need a ton of space to download this game. And for anyone who played Grand Theft Auto 5, everyone's like, you couldn't even get around the whole map. Rumor has it, this game map is supposed to be 5 times bigger than Grand Theft Auto 5.
That's insane.
So like you might not even see spots of the map. That's how big this map is rumored to be.
Wow. And they're going to have like full online gameplay. Like we can all meet up and do missions together. Like I might buy a new fucking console just to put
too.
Grand Theft Auto on it and nothing else.
Boys, don't worry. Jerry, if you are listening, we're going to have to make some room in the budget.
Yes,
we need
sir.
a console and a lot of space because we're going to be playing that.
I'm glad you brought that up, Channy. I was fucking watching that a couple days ago.
And how many years has it been? Like, it's like, because I saw some meme that was like,
It hasn't- a new one
buying
hasn't
the
come out in a long
It's like
time.
over 10 years, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
12 years?
Producer Mike.
Yep, 2013 was Grand Theft
That's
Auto
nuts.
5.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nuts. That's crazy.
Nostalgic.
But I did see kind of like one of the memes that was like, they were really taking their time and studying Florida. And like they showed like all these actual videos next to the game. Like the gator walking into like the Walmart.
Yes.
And like the girl twerking on the back of the pickup
Yes,
truck.
the guy tatted up in court, like getting sentenced to jail, to
ATV
prison.
dirt bike ripping down the highway.
Yeah, the game's gonna rock.
That game is awesome.
So yeah, the snack wrap's back. That was like a joke, didn't land, whatever. So yeah, it'll be back in 2025, and chicken demand is really up. Anyways, more exciting. We're gonna do snack time right now. And what's fun about this? Shout out my buddy Joe for hooking this up.
Thanks, Joe.
Really appreciate it. So there's this service out there called Bussin' Snacks. They're on Instagram. We'll tag them in this thing. And what they do is like curate boxes of snacks from foreign countries. So they have like all this weird stuff that's not sold here in America, like odd flavors that are big in like Taiwan, Japan, Canada, Sweden, wherever you can think of. So he sent over a box of stuff. So we have a bunch of shit here. I'm just going to reach in and grab one of them.
I like
we'll
that.
do two
Do
of them
it.
today.
Yeah, let's go two.
All right, let's see what we got.
2-piece.
So random grab here. Okay, I don't want to.
Oh, you got the mushroom one.
Do you want to do
yeah,
that?
we got to do
fine.
that one.
Okay, I was gonna say I didn't want to start with this one because most of them are like brands you know.
Yeah.
They're like weird Cheetos or weird Lay's. This is one of the only things in the box that's just completely in another language, and I have like no idea what
They're
it
not
is.
real mushrooms, are they?
We don't know. I don't know. I can't read it literally at all. And there's the one thing is they don't.
Channy Mushroom's fucking sweating over
Oh,
there.
that's right. The one thing is they don't provide like a card of what everything is.
Yeah.
And this thing is in full. Like I don't want to be like ignorant. Like I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's Chinese, Japanese, Korean. I have no idea.
Ignorant.
So if people are listening, the cover of this, it's a little square box and it has like a little skateboarding guy with a bunch of like what look like chocolate mushrooms floating around his head.
Yep.
And I would describe like the branding of it as like a kid's snack. like a childish kid snack.
Yeah.
So let's see what we got. Let's see what these even look like.
Bust it open.
Are we sure they're like not psychedelic?
No, we're not.
Let's
sure.
hope they are.
No,
Schedule
yeah.
1.
Yeah. I did not. This was like the last thing I wanted to grab. Okay. Yep. Oh, here we go. There's instructions. Oh, guys, they're like, I think they're like little chocolate popsicles. Do you see it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's not even a mushroom at all.
Yeah,
Mushroom
it might be
shape.
chocolate. Yeah. So
right.
like, there's a little comic in it. It like tells you what it is. For the 9 people watching on YouTube. Here, so we'll get some nappies going.
I think
Split those
give us
up.
a little more credit. I think we had like 30.
Yeah. No, we're getting up there.
All right, let's see what's up with these mushrooms.
Let's check them out. Do you see these things, Mike?
We got to figure out what they're called here in America.
Yeah. Oh, look at
wow.
those.
Oh,
there we
good.
go.
Oh yeah, they actually do.
It's like a little breadstick.
Yeah, it
with,
looks like a little breadstick with like a Hershey's Kiss on top of it.
Yeah, this looks good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not a mushroom.
No, it's just
I
mushroom
think it just looks
shape.
like it.
Cheers.
All right,
Cheers. See how these
Touch
are.
tips.
Oh, yeah.
These are bomb.
Yeah,
are
they're
awesome.
really bomb.
These are fucking good.
They're literally just like chocolate they're breadsticks with a bit of chocolate on them. These are good.
There's like an American version of these.
Yes, it's like I can taste something that like
It's like a pillow with chocolate inside of them.
I know. I can't think of the name,
God damn it.
but it's a very familiar taste.
Yes.
These are incredible.
These are
awesome.
good.
These are
Yeah.
one of the best snack times.
This I totally agree. Dude, these are good. I would eat
really
these
good.
like I would get these at a movie
Mike,
theater.
here you got to try one.
Oh yeah.
Let me see if I can find what snack that is here in
that's really
America.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. Rating wise, they're good.
They are really good.
This feels like, like I said, like movie snack.
Oh yeah, all day.
Uh-huh.
After a cigarette.
So they're like very mini little breadsticks that remind me of like Dunkaroos almost.
Probably like an inch tall.
Yeah.
What about these things?
Yes,
Those
dude.
things rock.
Those rock. That's like what I'm thinking of them.
Say the name of it. It's like
Pyroline.
Pirulini?
Yeah, Pyroline.
Is that what we're
See
saying
those,
that right?
Mike? You can get it on the camera there. Tastes just like those.
Yeah.
I mean,
These are bomb.
this might be the highest rated snack we've had to
Yeah.
date. Usually
nice
we're trying to grab like the shittiest stuff.
I'm trying
off
to
the
think
shelf.
like we had those like what? Yeah, they're good.
A nice milk.
We had those NBA chips one time that were good. These
yeah.
are better.
Those were good.
We are better. All right, I'm going to start us off. So we know the rules. You really can't go above a 9 because you just don't know what's out there, or if you do.
Is that the rule? I didn't know
kinda
that.
Yeah, I didn't know it was a fucking rule. Thought I could
So
rate it
I'm
what
going to
I
go
wanted.
with 8-7. 8-7 for a snack.
Yeah, I mean, you took the number literally right out of my head, but since Patty Kane's first game tomorrow, I'll go 8.8.
All right.
Yeah, these.
I'm gonna break the rule. I think it's a 9-1. This is an incredible snack.
it's awesome.
It's a great fucking perfect mix.
We're
of
mowing
chocolate.
this down.
Yeah, I know. Mike
Yeah,
fucking
it's, like,
keeps
gone.
asking for more. Incredible.
I
Great.
wish I could tell you guys like what the name of these are. They're like little 2-inch breadsticks with just like a mushroom
The name's right
chocolate
there.
hat. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Can't even begin
very
to sound
good.
that out. All right, well those rock. All right,
Shout out Joe22 for hooking it up with the snack.
Yes, sir.
jug move. This is the jug of. All right.
This is really good. I might just try breadstick. Fuck it.
All right, we did a chocolate one.
All right.
Let's go with we'll go with like a salty. Let's go with salty boy. All right. So this was more of like what the box consists of a little more. So this is Lay's, but they're from Thailand.
Okay.
All right. So
Looks like a spicy something.
yeah, so I thought it was like kebabs.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, like
So-
a spicy kebab chip.
So it's Lay's Max is what it's called. And then I was like looking around on the bag and it actually tells you right up here. So it's called Lay's Max Ridge Potato Chips Barbecue Prick Pon Fay flavor. PRIKPONFAI flavor. Never heard of that food in my life.
Love prick ponfait.
Right. Oh yeah, huge on it.
Yeah. You guys gonna eat? I'm gonna eat them. If we're not gonna clear that
Here you go,
out.
Mike. Finish off the last shroom.
Those were awesome.
Hopefully they're not psychedelic mushrooms.
If they are, I'm not
We're gonna be
driving home.
I kind of have. I bet you these are gonna be just good. Like they're Lay's. They
I'm
know what they're-
interested to see how the Lay's chip looks different from like their standard American Lay's chip.
You know what I noticed too? Like that's like inflated on the inside. Like it's a pillow. It's not like you can't like scrunch it around.
See, the thing about these two is like the ridges are wider apart than the normal American one. It
Whoa! How
feel-
would that smell?
Yeah. Ooh.
Mike,
Whoa!
Mike, chip.
Yeah. Little bit wider on the ridges, not as sharp and jaggedy.
Big ridges.
Yeah.
Big ridges.
Big ridges.
All right, let's get into this. Prick Pon
this is gonna
Fei.
be
These
pretty
are
good.
Lays from Thailand.
All right.
Cheers.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Yep. Little late kick.
Little.
Yeah. I feel like it's like char grilled.
Yeah.
I thought it was sweet at the start. And it
Blackened
just hit
chip.
me.
Dude, this is. Yeah, I feel
Holy.
like this tastes like a kebab. It tastes like a shish kebab, but like a burnt one with a bunch of red pepper flakes.
I mean, we won't be finishing that bag.
It tastes good on the first couple chews, and then
I'm going back in. They're spicy.
Kind
I might need to bust one of these Vosas open here, boys.
Do it. That's what they're there for.
Good. I like the
First
chip.
bite is sweet.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like those.
So to me, they do taste like right off the grill. Like I feel
Yeah.
like I'm like eating char grilled something, which is kind of wild from a chip. And the boys are right.
Crying, bro.
It starts off sweet, and then it gets progressive.
my nose now.
It gets progressively hotter. Like you swallow. Look at this. He's jumping in. Like
Vosa, the drink for champagne.
dude, it's like when you get that red pepper flake in your throat. I feel like you're being kind of a candy ass.
He's literally crying.
He's literally crying.
For everyone who's not watching.
Dude, I feel like I like breathed in like some of the like spice package straight up, and like it just kicked me in the back of the throat there.
You're stroking out right now.
Cut him some flack.
I feel like this is one of those where you breathe in through the mouth and then or in through the nose, out through the mouth to kind of dissipate the level of heat.
Sure.
I thought it was hot, but I don't know. It's not crushing me like, well, you really, but I'm normally a candy ass with these.
So what are you gonna give them?
It wasn't good.
No, I don't
It
think so
wasn't
either.
good. I'd give it like a, I don't know, like a 4.3, Lou.
3.8.
I think I'm gonna go right above there. I'm gonna go 3.9.
Yeah, not going back for any of those.
Never
Finished
again.
off the chocolate mushroom caps. Those will be sitting there.
Polar opposites.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we had the chocolate shrooms, which rocked. Mushroom Boy, I have no idea how to say that. And then the Lay's Prick Pon Fei.
Yeah. Pricked the back of my
from,
throat.
Yeah, from Thailand. That was our second one.
All right.
And we got a whole box of this stuff. So thanks, Bussin' Snacks and my buddy Joe. Jeez, for shooting these over. We got some fun stuff in there. So we got some good snack times coming up.
Nice.
Yeah, I wish there was more of those chocolate things. Those are so good.
Those are really good. So as you swallow your last bite of Prick Pon Fei chips, should we get into the hottest team in the city of Detroit, our Detroit Lions? We talked about them, 9-3, tough win against the Saints, but we're looking forward this episode, going to Chicago. We played them what now? 3 weeks ago? 3
Yeah.
weeks ago, week before Thanksgiving, we played them. Won a miraculous game on that. We go back now to Chicago. We talked about it before the episode. Gentlemen, we have officially entered Fingy season.
It's cold fingy season.
It is.
It's Jared Goff, cold fingy season. Everyone should be on high alert. Everyone should be watching. If you see a cold atmosphere and you see those white jerseys, you best believe Jared Goff's fingies are very cold right now. And that's what we're dealing with. So head into Chicago. We're outdoors. We're at the Bears. They're off a bye week. They're mad about the last game.
Yep.
The line stinks. It's at 3 or 3.5, depending on what
Scary.
book you're on.
Scary.
There is a lot not to like heading into this week as Detroit Lions fans. I know I'm a little bit nervous. How do you guys feel?
I'm a little nervous, too. I think Chicago's pissed off. They've had 2 weeks to think about this. They've had several weeks since they lost the game to think about this. They've looked a lot better with Justin Fields back at quarterback. And, you know, again, we haven't played that great this last month. So a little nervous about it. It goes against my rule, interdivision home dog, which the Bears are this weekend. And a couple big blows on the interior of our lines. Ragnow being out, Aleem McNeil now being out. That has been our bread and butter all season, is our line play on both sides, well, specifically on our offensive side. So to be honest with you, I'm a little nervous about this weekend, and I think we could get upset here if we don't come in playing the best game we've played in the last month.
Yeah, I totally agree. Can you hand me that Vosa? I need one too. The
candy ass.
Okay, I didn't cry. I didn't cry.
Candy ass.
Handling it like a man. And I'm just promoting our sponsor. Like,
of course.
I have nothing
of course,
to do with
that's what we're doing.
Print Ponke, yeah.
I agree, boys. I am nervous about this one. Luckily, the last Chicago Bear win, or the last one I remember, was when they were playing in prime time. They didn't even score a touchdown to beat Minnesota to win that game. With our iffy defense, them not being able to score, I think we'll be okay. It's going to be one of those games where we just have to control the clock, run the ball, use the two-headed monster that we know and love, and just pound the pill down their throat.
Yeah, and I think it's like almost as simple as reasons to worry is the defense, and the reason to feel okay is, let's not forget, we have a top 5, whatever you want to say, maybe 3 offense in the NFL.
Say 3.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the biggest thing for me, I think, is like the pressure on the interior, like you kind of mentioned, Channy. It feels like we have 3 guys stuck in the mud, and then we have the king of the almost sack, which is Hutchinson, the king of the I'm getting held, Hutchinson. And I would just rather send 5 to 6 guys every single play and get burned off of quick slants and all that than I would this hour and a half to throw, find a guy 12 yards down the field, or scramble for a win. I'm dead serious. If we were getting burned off of putting pressure on, I would take it. Right. And I felt like during that Saints game, Glenn was sending 5 or 6 to start the game, 21-0 lead, chaotic, panicking, quarterback on the other side, and then we just held back once we got that lead. And then once they got close again, we started sending the pressure, and that's when you saw more chaos happen, better things for Detroit. So, like, I just want to, just send more guys if the guys up front aren't doing it.
I agree 100%. We got to get the pressure because our secondary's thin too. Let's just be honest. Gardner Johnson being out hurts us. The rest of the secondary outside of Cam Sutton and obviously Brian Branch, a.k.a. B. Dawkins 2.0.
Thank you.
Floor.
Perlu.
Thank you.
Has played good, but outside of that, our secondary's been pretty thin. So, hey, why don't we alleviate some of that pressure and give them less time to cover guys and bring more heat? So I agree with you on that. With that, we've heard a lot of rumors. You know who I'm going to go to right here.
The king of the stomp.
Our boy, the king of the stomp, Perlu, and Damakong Su wants to sign with a contender. We are officially a contender this year. In short, Lou, do you want Sue back on the squad?
No brainer for me, boys. Like, absolutely would love him back.
36-year-old Indomikong Sue.
What else do we have?
Nothing.
We got Bruce Irvin out there making tackles for
37-year-old
us,
Bruce
right?
Irvin.
Yeah.
Get him back. I mean, no questions asked.
Why the fuck not? Who cares?
I agree.
I'd sign TJ Watt right now. Or JJ Watt.
I was like, same.
Yeah, right. Yeah. JJ Watt is what I meant to say. I don't care. We just need depth and something different at the position. We're sad about losing Aleem McNeil like he was, Myles Garrett or something like that.
Aaron Donald.
That's what I mean. We don't, we just need help on that line. Love the Gibbs, love the Gibbler, but man, the Carter pass up right now, looking tough.
It is.
But it is also we wouldn't have this offense we have, blah, blah, blah. But,
sure.
I'm nervous about that interior line. And, one of my buddies texted me today, and I really agree with it. He's just I think I'm just going to have to get comfortable with the end of this season being 34 to 31 games going one way or the other.
Hey, got to play to your strengths, right? And maybe that's just who we are as a team. We have to outscore every team we play.
And part of me also is just this is the NFL. Things change as you go into different parts of the season. We started hot. Now it's, the defense can't do anything. But like I said before, the end of our schedule looks so easy. Now it's oh, wow, it kind of looks like the gauntlet.
Yeah.
And it's when are we going to have that game where it all wakes up? That's kind of my just hope right now is just this is not forever. This is not what it is. But where's that game where we just really like both sides. Like, remember the first Green Bay game?
Yep.
Like that game. That game was just like, we're the fucking Lions, we rock.
Well, the good thing is it's a season of runs, and we've had now an elongated downturn for this team. You got to believe they're going to bounce back, and what better time to start building momentum than going into the playoffs? I hate to say this, though. I don't know if you guys saw today. I saw Sue is rumored to be linked to the Eagles as well.
No way. Shocker.
I mean, it seems like they get every
Jesus.
fucking guy.
Yeah.
Shaq Leonard is signing with the Eagles.
Wouldn't have hated him.
No, wouldn't have hated him either, but I'll be interested to see if we get him and what type of impact we can get, because I agree with you guys. What do we have to lose at this point in time?
Who cares?
Absolutely nothing. And you know what, Frank? You bring up a good point. I'm kind of on the J.J. Watt bandwagon. Maybe we can get him out of retirement.
Call him up.
Why not?
Call him up.
Why not?
Get him to stop tweeting.
Veteran presence.
Dude, yeah. And, it's just, you mentioned like this tough stretch that I have talked about quite a bit too. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games, maybe tough stretch, 4-2, like it's not like it's 1-5 or anything like that. I mean, we are taking care of business. But like, yeah, we just need to see like a convincing one.
Need it to be a little more pretty than what it has been.
Yeah, and you got to go beat Chicago. I don't give a shit
You
if they're
have
hot.
to.
I don't care if they're off the bye. You're
Right.
seeing San Fran motor forward. You're seeing Dallas do it. I mean, the Eagles are still the king until they're dethroned. You want to be in that conversation, you got to go beat the last place team in your division on the road.
So put it out there. What's your prediction?
I just want to make sure it lines up with what I wrote today. Do you have one in your head already?
I do.
Keep it consistent. Yeah, go ahead.
Yep. So I'm going to go low scoring game, a lot of running the ball, a lot of clock management. Lions win the game 17-16.
Whoa.
Little odd scoregami action for you boys.
I don't think
that's a scoregami, but I appreciate what you were going for.
So Lions win,
Scoregami.
Bears cover is what you're telling us.
Yes.
Lions win, Bears cover.
That is what I'm saying.
Gotcha.
That's what I'm saying to you.
See, I think a lot of people have been confident the last couple weeks in the Lions, and I think this is the week that people are kind of like doubting them. I think there was a lot of money on them against the Saints, a lot of money on them against the Packers, a lot of money on them against the Bears the first time around, and they really haven't played up to it. I think a lot of people, us included, are like, where is this team heading? It's an outside game. We didn't look that good against Chicago. Like, that's the narrative they want you to think. I think they come out and we have a big fingy game here this week.
Big
and
fingy.
what do I mean by that? Jared Goff, big game. J-Mo, a.k.a. Whammo, big game. Jug of the week for me, Whammo. That nickname rocks.
I think it's Waymo.
It's Waymo. Yeah.
Waymo,
It's
Waymo.
It's just Waymo. And
Check
I
in,
want to
Chandler.
walk you through this because you need to know this. 'Cause
Yes.
if you like the nickname, you got to know
Okay.
it. So he like used to have Finstas, like fake Instagrams. I
Okay.
don't think he has them anymore.
No.
But
go ahead.
I could look it up. I got to see if he still has it. But he used to have like a Jameson Williams, then it was Biggs JMO, and now the Biggs JMO I think is the real one. Who cares? His Finsta was Waymo Dan U. So like it's JMO, Waymo, and then it's way more than you.
Yeah.
Waymo, WAYMODANU. Waymo, then he has way more than you.
So that's my vote for the Jug of the Week is Waymo.
Thank you.
And I think he has another touchdown this game, and I think the Lions put it to him. I think they're pissed about what they did last time they played them. I have a lot of journalistic integrity, so I never really go outside of what I think is actually going to happen. With that being said, Lions 34, Bears 20.
Okay. I think it's gonna be a closer game. I think there's no way in hell I would ever like predict against the Lions this week. But I think if I was betting with my head from an outside perspective, I would be taking the Bears here. But obviously that's not the case. I have score prediction: Lions 27, Bears 22. But I almost have this vision that their 22 like is a garbage TD from 14, and they go for 2 and get it, and it's almost like they onside kick with 33 seconds left, and we get it. That's kind of what I'm thinking.
Okay, that's fair.
So the Lions handled the game, But it's one of those where we kind of let them hang around a little bit, but we ultimately take care of business.
Fair is fair. I'm going to get through the rest of this NFL section really quick. I'm just going to ask you guys some questions.
Fine.
Real quick, Frank, are you nervous about the Packers with how good they've been looking lately?
I hate to say yes, but if I'm being honest, yeah, I am. I am fucking nervous, and Jordan Love looks really good. I don't even want to say that out loud. I want to sit here and be like, no, he sucks. They stink. I hate them, but they look really good.
Okay, fair enough. Lou, who do you want to win this weekend? Dallas or Philadelphia? Dallas will tie Philadelphia if they beat them this weekend.
I want Dallas to win that game. And looking at it from a long view, I would rather play Dallas indoors on the road if I'm the Lions in the playoffs than travel down to Philly and play the Eagles outside.
Forget about it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Frank, better rivalry this last decade. Seahawks, Niners, Bills, Chiefs.
Bills Chiefs, without a doubt. And basically that one game to end all games, the one where the Bills were going to the Super Bowl if they could hold on for fucking 13
Gabe Davis
seconds.
had like 57 touchdowns.
Yes. And the Bills Chiefs has been electric over the past few years.
Both those teams play in the late slate on Sunday, so it's going to be a heavy action Sunday slate. Final question to you, Lou. Would you rather watch the MHSAA D5 final or Steelers Patriots tonight?
MHASAAW D5 final than Steelers Patriots. I'd rather stab myself in the eye with a pencil.
Fair is fair.
You got to hear these quarterback matchups for the week.
I would love to.
I know you've all seen this tweet, but
Rip 'em off.
it has to be read.
Let's
People
hear
have to
it.
know.
This week's likely QB matchups are horrendous. Bailey Zappi versus Mitch Trubisky. CJ Stroud versus Trevor Siemian. Obviously, that's CJ Stroud's great. Bryce Young versus Jameis Winston. Baker Mayfield versus Desmond Ritter. CJ Beathard versus Joe Flacco. Gardner Minshew versus Jake Browning. And Dobbs versus O'Connell. What happened to my NFL?
Holy hell. League of quarterbacks.
That's insane.
That is terrible. That's almost half the league.
That's so many start. The only starter from, there's two starters in there. Oh, no, three, I guess. CJ Stroud, Bryce Young, and Baker Mayfield. Those are the only starters from the start of the season.
A lot of injuries.
Yep. And I guess Dobbs was, but for a different team.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
If you are gambling on the Patriots Steelers game, make sure you call the 1-800 number after. Check in somewhere.
Sleep in a padded room.
Correct.
That being said, I'm going to take no team for 3 consecutive scores. Book it. All right. Well, that's NFL. Do we want picks? Do we have picks?
I'll do picks real quick.
I have picks. Let's do quick picks.
Okay, I'm going to do a quick pick here. I'm going to ride them. I think they've been good lately. I love what I saw last Monday night. Give me the Cincinnati Bengals at home against the Indianapolis Colts, getting 1.5. Colts have won 4 straight games. Jake Browning looked pretty good on the road against Jacksonville. Jamar Chase, huge game. T. Higgins is back. Joe Mixon staying consistent, running it on the ground. I don't know. I feel like the Colts are due for a letdown, and I feel like the Bengals are a better team than we're giving them credit for. Give me the Bengals plus 1.5 at home.
I like it. I'm going to take the big dog in the afternoon, one of the big dogs, and I'm going to take the Eagles. Give me those points at Dallas. I just feel like Dallas is still trying to clear that hump, and whether the Eagles win outright or they do lose, I believe that they cover with that hook on there.
Okay.
3.5 Eagles at Dallas.
Wow, okay. CJ Bethlehem or whatever the fuck his name is.
Bethlehem.
Traveling to Cleveland. Jags, that team's so fucked.
Gutless.
Give me the Browns -3. I'm going to make it quick and easy. They're not going to do anything against that defense. They're going up to fucking Cleveland. Fingies are going to be cold for the Jags.
Cold fingies.
Give me Browns -3.
Quick and easy, quick and easy.
Got to be careful with quick and easy and fingies when you're talking Browns.
Frank, what's the thing we hate betting against?
A interdivision home dog.
And
West Coast team traveling to the East Coast that's playing at 1 p.m.
There we go. Well, I'm going against our rule this week. I see that the Los Angeles Rams are plus 7.5 at the Ravens. I don't know. For some reason, Rams have been playing good. They just keep games close. I don't know if they're going to win this game, but they're getting a touchdown. Stafford's been playing well. Their receivers, Nakua and Kupp, will keep them in the game. Give me the Rams plus 7.5.
That line also looked delicious for me, and then I did like a because I saw the time of the game. Excuse me. Also, a lot of people very like nervous, and I was surprised at how nervous people are to like see the Rams in the first round. Because like the way it's shaken out is like we could see the Rams at Ford Field with Stafford.
Oh my God.
I feel
NFL is begging for that to happen.
Is that really scary to you guys?
It's not scary. I,
like
just don't want. I don't want Matt Stafford being the first game coming back here.
And if he beat us, I mean that would like really suck. But I do have confidence in us beating the Rams. But I get it. I guess I get it. But I wouldn't be like, say Stafford's not that story is not part of the equation. Like I don't think the Rams freak me out that much.
You think Kelly would come on the pod if they were here that week?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, we could do snack time.
Cool.
Fun.
Yep. Anyways, I'm gonna take this game stinks, and I'm gonna have to call the number like you mentioned. I'm gonna take the Panthers getting 5 points at the Saints. Divisional game. The Saints are a terrible team. Watching them up close last week was disgusting. Law of averages, the Panthers got to keep it close one of these games. 5 points seems like a lot. These two teams stink. Let them stink it out together. Panthers plus 5.
Nice. I'm going to go with a little divisional action here. Bucks visiting the Falcons. Must-win game for both teams. Atlanta seems to be the team that's in control of that division. I think they squeak this one out against the Buccaneers. Give me the Falcons minus 1.5 at home against the Bucks.
And we need that for our boy Yodi.
Yep.
We need the Falcons. So if you're watching, just root with us. We've got a big futures bet in and need the Falcons to win the division.
Falcones. All right. Jerry sent over under as a buzzer beater. I just got the email here.
Wow.
So we appreciate you, Jerry, sending these over. Good stuff. Number one on the list, I'm going to start with Channy football. Snow Cummings in college or high school? Snow Cummings.
I don't remember Snow Cummings, really, to be honest with you.
I don't think we did them. Or I don't remember doing them.
I don't remember doing any, to be honest with you. Definitely not in college.
No, buddy.
Maybe in 9th grade or something. you eating the pork and parfait
You
or
went
whatever.
back to that?
Yeah, I need a little chippy.
You went back to the chip confit, or what is it? Pick on me?
Man. Snow Cummings are overrated.
Yeah, 3 different high schools, too, and all 3 of us have no idea what this is. So we're just like an old podcast now, I think, dude.
Different snow coming.
Yeah, we were dressing up for snow coming at Michigan State. Yeah, we all got dressed up and took each other to the rib. Overrated. I don't know what these are.
Yeah, I didn't do them. Overrated.
Nice, Jerry. Jerry's coaching a JV high school team. He's like, what are some cool things I could put on this list? And he's like not telling that one dad who like he's trashed like 3 times. All right, number 2, me. GTA the video game.
Fuck yeah.
Thataway, Jerry. Underrated. Game rocks. I mean, that is the most controversial video game I think to ever hit shelves.
Yep.
I mean, that was like
parents were fucking
losing their minds. Exactly. Yeah. Go ahead. Underrated.
Yep. 100% underrated. San Andreas, Vice City, GTA 3 was the first one that I really started playing. 4 and 5, obviously excited for the new one. Great game, underrated.
If I could pinpoint one thing in my life that opened my eyes to a lot of bad things in the world, I would say it was Grand Theft Auto Vice City. Underrated.
There was nothing like playing that game for the first time and being like, oh my God.
Bro,
like even just the stupid shit of
hours.
just like I can yank this guy out of the car and then
I knew like I couldn't, I wasn't allowed to play it at the start.
Yes. Good shit. Number 3, Lou, Dennis Rodman, over underrated.
Dennis Rodman, icon in the NBA, underrated, brought a lot of good things, fantastic player on the Pistons, very controversial, awesome, yeah, underrated.
I have a lot of the similar sentiments for him. Let's remember, Dennis Rodman is a Piston. He's not a Bull, he's not a Spur, he's a Detroit Piston. He was a big part of our bad boys in our back-to-back championships. And guess what? He went to North Korea and he sat down with Kim Jong-un. Very few, if any, people on this planet have done that. Underrated.
You guys are talking about Dennis Rodman. I have a Dennis Rodman Pistons jersey. I love Dennis Rodman. If you guys watch the ESPN 30 for 30 on Dennis Rodman, it's one of the best ones I've ever seen. He is one of the most unique individuals to ever be a part of professional sports. When he was in Detroit, he was a hard worker, hustled, all of that. That never changed throughout his career. It wasn't until he got to Chicago where he really started dyeing his hair, acting all nuts, going to Vegas. Dennis Rodman is a jug. The guy dated Madonna at her peak while playing with Michael Jordan, won championships with the Bulls and Pistons. His numbers in the rafters at LCA right now. I love Dennis Rodman. Iconic athlete. Underrated.
So he had Madonna and
Carmen Electra.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
And he was like,
That was prime striptease Carmen Electra.
yes, that was pinup Carmen.
Yes.
He was hitting Vegas in between games, coming back before practices.
Yep.
They let him. Have you seen the
Yeah,
documentary?
Zen Master allowed it.
Yeah, they let him go on like a bender to like get it out of his system.
Yeah.
An absolute
Different
god.
world.
Yes,
Unreal.
absolute god.
Yes, he rocks. He rocks. Number 4, Channy, Tombstone frozen pizza.
So back in the day, I can say I consumed a lot of Tombstone pizza. With that, though, over my years as I've matured, I've become a pizza connoisseur. And Tombstone pizza does not do it justice. A, I can make a better pizza at home myself. B, get your lazy ass off the couch and go get a hot and ready because that's better than a Tombstone pizza. Tombstone pizzas stink. Overrated.
Dude, I couldn't agree more. I mean, like, Tombstone is the absolute bottom of the barrel. And
Yes.
when the Hot and Ready came out, it was like, why? Why would I ever do this? There's a Little Caesars around every corner in Michigan.
Yep.
There's no reason to ever make yourself a Tombstone pizza when there's Hot and Ready near you. The only one on par with that, I think it's called, isn't there like a Jack's?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a Jack's that is just as trash. Overrated. And I'm not above these shitty type foods. This shit got me through college, but there's no point. Overrated.
I disagree. You guys are fucking nuts. There's nothing wrong with taking out a frozen pizza at fucking 1 o'clock in the morning. Do you go to Little Caesars at 1 a.m.? No, because they're fucking closed, okay? If you want to have a pizza at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning coming back from the bar, I'm more of a Red Baron guy myself. No disrespect to Tombstone. However, I'm not better than a Tombstone pizza. I have no problem taking down a Tombstone pizza. Underrated.
You're an old man. Well, it's called Grubhub, buddy. I don't got to fucking fish something out of my freezer. I fucking get an app to bring it to my house in 10 minutes.
No.
I think it's crazy that the same guy arresting people for truck nuts is on board with Tombstone.
Keep up.
Nothing. The math ain't mathin', as they say.
He asked the waiter if he liked tombstones.
What do you recommend? Number 5 on me, I think. I always mess this up. Wife Swap, the TV show. I've never watched this. The whole concept of it seems ridiculous. I can't imagine ever doing that. I mean, what? And they're not like swinging. What a dumb show. I'll never watch this show. I've never seen it. The concept sucks. Overrated. Like, what?
Yeah, I agree. If you sign up for something like that, you might as well call it cuck swap. That's an absolute sin. Like some other guy hanging out with your wife for a weekend, plugging her up while she's making him dinner. Cuck swap 2.0. Underrated or overrated.
What are you talking about, man?
I thought he had the ultimate curveball at the end.
No, man.
Some other guy plugging your wife. She's making dinner. Underrated.
Not talking
2.0.
Yeah. Not talking about wife swap on Pornhub, Lou. Like, you're messing it up. I've never even watched it, so I don't know how it could be underrated, overrated.
Yeah. Yep. With a thud, Jerry. With a fucking thud.
Cuck swap?
Do you
with
watch that
plugging up
show?
your wife.
Yeah. Yeah. And like
Cuck swap coming to Fox 2.
Fox 2. That's like the news channel.
But we are the news.
Yeah, we are the news. That's what we tell everyone at tailgates. All right. Well, that was an exhilarating show. That was episode 131. We got everything that's illegal. We went from truck nuts to Asian snacks all the way to Cuck Swap 2.0 on Fox 2. I just wanted to make sure we were all lined up there. All right, everyone. Well, we have no Sunday show for you this week. Maybe even start whittling these down to Wednesdays. The Wednesdays seem to hit a little harder.
Yeah.
Especially because you guys are out fucking ringing the bell till 3 a.m. every Saturday, which I respect, I absolutely respect. Thank you all for listening to episode 131. The best thing you can always do for us is share this with a friend, post it on your story, let people know this is the new podcast you're listening to. Follow Champaign Athletics everywhere. Go check out the store. And hey, go Lions, go Wings, go Caner, and we will see you next week.
Go Detroit.
Peace. See ya.